what do you call it? Akon's like crypto town. Do you guys remember that? So there's a new video about that by Patrick C talking about it, and I want to watch it. So the brutal collapse of Akon scam city. So I mean, we'll see. I didn't know that. Like I thought it was still going. I thought it was just going well for him, but again, this is just a video, so we'll see what else going on. There we go. Make it big enough for you guys on both ends.
Of Dubai and the fictional city of Wakanda. Akon City is where innovation meets luxury, with 5 distinct districts designed to redefine urban living. See the African Village District, where modern waterfront homes beckon, and a sprawling, all-inclusive resort awaits your indulgence. Experience exhilaration in the Entertainment District, boasting a cutting-edge multi-purpose stadium, and a colossal...
Yeah, this looks horrible, the designs. I don't know if the website's still on, but the designs on Akon City, it looks horrible. What was it called? It was, let's see. Hold on. Alright, let's just play this.
Casino for endless excitement. Witness the future unfolding in the tech district, poised to become the Silicon Valley of Africa, where groundbreaking technologies shape tomorrow's world. And of course the essential health and safety district, because public services such as police stations, fire departments...
Look at this really bad design. It's like an ocean like structure, if that makes sense, like Atlantis kind of thing, not like Wakanda or anything like that. I don't know, that's what I feel like. It feels like it's watery, if that makes sense, because it's flowy.
Departments and a general hospital are key to residents' quality of life. The education district will provide comprehensive learning opportunities for both children and adults, ensuring growth and development for all. And lastly, the glamorous Sennawood district, which features 4 state-of-the-art filming studios, offices, and residential spaces, all culminating with the iconic Akon Tower piercing the skyline to glorify the genius who created this futuristic urban oasis. For the past 4 years, Akon and his team have been preparing this city to be ready for you to experience by 2024. And just 4 years later, this is what Akon City looks like today. Lies, corruption, collusion, a shady cryptocurrency, stealing native land. These are just a few of the villainous acts Akon has been accused of during this disastrous project. At first, many of his supporters saw him as a noble man making valiant efforts to create a real-life utopia, but now they question why the guy who believes that all men are divine kings to be worshipped by women wants to create and lead his own city. But
yeah, I remember that box. So I found this article right here. It's like literally one of the first things I found. So it says right here, the Senegal, Uganda, the Akon City product nip in the bud. The futuristic African cities envisioned by Senegal's African singer Akon never progressed beyond the stage of promises, and now it seems his urban planning dream has died.
before we get into the fall of Akon City, it is important to understand the actual amazing achievements Akon has made for over a dozen African nations. After Akon made millions of dollars in the music industry, he wanted to extend resources to Senegal, which is where he is from. Growing up, Akon knew the struggles of living in the dark once the sun went down. The town in Senegal that he grew up in, like many others, had no access to running water or power. Local economies were forced to shut down businesses when the sun set, and families were constrained to candlelight and kerosene lamps to complete their nightly tasks, resulting in over 3 million deaths each year from harmful fumes and fires. In 2014, Akon Lighting Africa was launched. In the first year of Akon's Lighting Africa project, he brought solar energy to 14 different African nations. And although his intentions were noble, he had to implement borderline unethical strategies to convince nations to invest in solar. But before we get into that, a quick word from today's sponsor, CookUnity. CookUnity is the first chef-to-you meal delivery service, made up of over 70 chefs who believe that great food should
think it's the first one. Is it?
Be for everyone. Each week, award-winning chefs craft hundreds of globally inspired meals, from vegetarian to paleo and everything in between. Meals are delivered fresh, never frozen, and the menu rotates every week, so there's always something new to try. Their subscriptions are super flexible. You can pause, skip weeks, or cancel at any time. Today, I am eating the gochujang pulled pork bows with banh mi slaw by Chef Fabiola Rivera. It took just 8 minutes to cook, and assembling it made me feel like a professional chef. The soft and squishy buns melted with the salty sweet pork.
By the way, guys, the website's gone.
Then the fresh crispy vegetables on top made this meal a home run.
These are so fire. These are so good.
What I love about Cook Unity is how much variety they offer. One quick scroll down their page and you can see all of these amazing meal combinations. If I want something more classic, I can get lasagna bolognese with pasta. And if I want something more sophisticated, I can go with this grilled chicken and carrot thyme puree by Chef Andres Mendez. My girlfriend and I tried this meal and we were blown away, along with the Peruvian beef stir fry, which was saucy, beefy, and delicious. Cook Unity's service is perfect for me because I'm so busy working more than 40 hours per week, and I can still eat a high-quality, handmade dish that takes just a few minutes to prepare. Go to cookunity.com/PatrickCC50 or click the link in the description below and use my code PatrickCC50 to get 50% off your first order of Cook Unity meals to try them out yourself. One problem with Africans, he said, is that they often lack unity and are hesitant to think about the future. So he strategically approached nations who had upcoming elections, then installed solar systems for free in the village of the leader's choice, such as installing streetlights and solar panels for homes and businesses. Then it made those leaders look like they were invested in progressing their nation, which led to them receiving more votes from citizens. It came to the point that once that village was lit up, now the neighboring villages would bring pressure to the government and ask those same questions.
Wow. Oh my god, man. I'm telling you, man. No matter where you are in the world, dude, politicians will always be some of the most corrupt people in the world. Like, they probably would not even done it. It wouldn't even look good for them in their resume for their election, dude. Like, why would I do this? I don't care. Oh, it's good for my resume. I may get elected because I'll do this. All right, let's do it.
How come we ain't lit up? Although many are critical of this tactic, at the end of the day, the communities are the ones who benefit the most. The solar electricity has allowed the vendors to operate for longer hours into the night and for children to study after dark. Also, just the simple installation of streetlights led to decreased crime rates due to the visibility the solar-powered street lighting provides. By 2020, Akon Lighting Africa has installed 100,000 solar-powered street lamps, 1,200 solar microgrids, and has created more than 5,000 jobs. But many people question how Akon was able to finance a project of this size. Sure, his music was successful, but we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars in infrastructure costs. Well, he was able to land a line of credit for up to $1 billion worth of solar equipment with the finance arm of China Jiangsu International Group, which is a Chinese government-owned construction firm. Most of these African nations could not afford the upfront money for installing solar infrastructure, but Akon's line of credit allowed the governments to pay in installments.
But when Bush was in power, Bush created a 200% tax on all solar or all solar-related and renewable energy coming into America. So all that investment, those billions of dollars of investment that China put into this was just sitting in factories and sitting in China, couldn't be used. So I took advantage of that and went down to China and to partner with some of those companies that couldn't use all that, investment that they already put for Europe and America.
Because of Akon's efforts, an estimated 28.8 million people can now enjoy the same benefits of electricity that much of the world has enjoyed for decades.
You've always said that China has done more for Africa than any other country.
I mean, it's true. That's not something anybody can argue with.
Yeah.
I mean, they came, they laid down infrastructure. They actually did something that the European countries been around for 400 years and did nothing. That's why if you see Africa now hasn't been developed. This was the responsibility of France, Great Britain, Italy, Germany. These guys have been in Africa forever and it's never been developed. China just started putting interest in Africa. Now you have roads, roundabouts, like they're actually putting structure down.
Now, China has been investing in Africa since the early 2000s, but their interest has dramatically increased in the past 10 years, having loaned $170 billion to 49 different nations. And while the Chinese government investing in Africa is a major step forward into the advancement of those nations, some people think that they have a secret evil motive behind their interest. Now, obviously, these Chinese investments need to be paid back. The problem is that Africa's total debt from 2000 to 2022 is around $1.8 trillion, which is 300% higher than Africa's GDP growth rate in the same amount of time.
Is that more than America's debt, by the way? Because let's see, America. Let's see. Never mind. Okay, yes, never mind. we're how much American debt? $34 trillion. Federal debt equals held by the public plus debt held by federal trust funds and other government accounts. In a very basic terms, this can be thought of as debt that the government owes to others plus debt that it owes itself, which is crazy, man. The largest holder of U.S. debt is the U.S. government. Never mind.
Basically, they're in a lot of debt and don't have a stable way to pay back the money. But that might be exactly what the Chinese government wants. Debt trap diplomacy, or the Chinese debt trap, is essentially their strategy of building expensive infrastructure and assets that these African nations cannot afford, secretly hoping that they will stop making payments and then China will take control of their land or assets that they just built. Now, why would China want to control a bunch of land, resources, and assets in the middle of Africa? Your guess is as good as mine, but these theories were spawned after an investigation into these loan documents.
In one report which analysed 100 Chinese contracts, it revealed that the loans are structured to give an advantage over other creditors and allows action to be taken if the borrower acts contrary to the interests of a People's Republic of China entity. There are also unusual clauses that shroud agreements in secrecy.
So what exactly would constitute as acting contrary to the interest of a Chinese entity? Well, that's really vague, likely on purpose. Who knows what would legally count as acting contrary? And as far as these unusual confidential clauses, well, that alone is enough for some people to believe that China
more territory, more power, let's be honest,
is trying to be vague and non-transparent on purpose. But others believe that this is just extremely standard contract practices that the World Bank and any other small bank in existence provides, and that the Chinese debt trap as a whole is just more Western propaganda to 1. Demonize Africa more, and 2. Make Americans hate the Chinese government. Think about it this way. When you're buying a house, does the government, the media, or the banks call it a debt trap? No, they call it a smart and often necessary investment into your future. But if you can't make your payments on your house, they take it away, and now they own it. So wouldn't that make buying a house an American debt trap? It just comes down to whether you think China is doing extremely standard business, or do they want these nations to fall short on payments to take over their assets and gain power?
I mean, let's be honest, housing is garbage almost around the world right now, especially the U.S. Like, it's better to own a home than rent a place, but to own a home is insane. The prices are insane. The loans are interest. Oh my god, it's so bad right now, dude. Dude, I just like, damn, it sucks all over.
Power in Africa. Regardless, Akon's relationship with these Chinese financiers and previous success with lighting Africa allowed him to pitch his newest venture, Akon City. He claims that he was able to get his $1 billion credit line raised to $5 billion with these Chinese investment groups. Following the announcement of the city, Akon went on a publicity tour promoting the new project.
The president of Senegal
I
gave
saw
you
that,
3 square miles of land.
Well, this is the thing. I had to actually buy the land, so it wasn't gifted to me. But what the president and the government are doing, they're actually laying the foundation for all the infrastructure on the land. The basic sewage, electricity, things like that. All the things that have to be set forth for me to build the city on top of.
Okay.
And they give me 100% full, support.
The city will be built on a 3 square mile plot just 60 miles from Dakar, the capital and largest city in Senegal. Now, 3 square miles is not a ton of land. That's 2,000 acres, or a little more than double the size of Central Park in New York City. However, Akon says this version of the city is just phase 1 of a multi-phase plan. He also announced during this time that Akon City would operate fully on their own cryptocurrency called Acoin. Acoin is a stellar-based
which was fucking Oh my god, dude! Like, here's the thing, man. A lot, like, especially. Okay, so cryptocurrency is like very unstable, especially when it's a new crypto, right? Um, it's something that like very crypto is still a big risk, just like every other thing with like stocks and investing and stuff like that. And so me hearing that it like Akon City is gonna be based on cryptocurrency, it's like, oh, okay, sounds interesting. Could it work? Because crypto is universal. There's no like in a specific place that will only use certain things, right? Like just like Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that. But when you really look into it, Acoin, whatever you call it. So it's pretty much was garbage. It was like it had an idea, but what they were doing for I think they were like they were banking it, they're risking it way too much of what they did, and look what happened. As right now, it's like the whole project went to like to the gutter pretty much.
Cryptocurrency designed to fuel rising entrepreneurs in Africa and beyond, Acoin will be used as a common medium of transfer between Africa's 54 countries, each with its own volatile currency, allowing African citizens and entrepreneurs to engage with the digital economy with only a mobile phone.
People don't always have access to, bank accounts and so forth, but everybody has a phone.
Everybody has a phone.
So with the phone, you can make payments.
Absolutely.
And that's how it all kind of fits in.
That's
to the
where
thing.
it makes all the sense in the world.
Okay.
Acoin is not a groundbreaking technology. Many Africans have adopted crypto for everyday use as it is generally more stable and flexible than their country's native currency. But even before crypto was adopted,
But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, could you make a new one, a coin? Like, wouldn't it be better if they just used what was already working? Because again, crypto is universal, right? So let's say it gets tourist people to come into this place, right? Tourism is what makes money for a city, right? So if they already had these type of apps and the cryptocurrency that already exists right now, like some of the top ones like Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever, and use that to purchase stuff around the world or Akon City, whatever you want to call it, that would have been much easier. I don't know why he went in the direction of like making his own coin. That part I didn't understand. I don't get it. You should have just used what was already working, pretty much. Maybe, I don't know.
over 50 million Africans use M-Pesa, or mobile minutes, which is kind of like the Cash App or Venmo of Africa. Millions of Africans can transfer money to family members in different countries or pay for goods and services with ease using M-Pesa. It would be significantly easier for Akon City residents if the country was built around a more commonly used cryptocurrency or just sticking with M-Pesa. So why
See, I'm not dumb. See, I did not pre-watch. This is the same question. It's like, well, I don't know why would he want to make his own coin. It's so dumb.
Acoin?
How much Acoin do you actually own?
I mean, I am the bank.
Akon said it himself. He is the bank. Not only is he building a city named after him, but also creating the currency that he controls and owns the most of. Before launching his Acoin cryptocurrency, the Acoin website announced a pre-sale opportunity called the Token of Appreciation, or TOA campaign. This pre-sale was treated like a donation, and donors were promised 4 tokens for every $1 spent. Acoin was launched on most major crypto exchanges in early 2021 and peaked at around 58 cents, which at the time was around a 132% gain for the TOA holders if they sold. However, the majority believed in Acoin, so they held. Within a few months, the price began spiraling down to roughly 10 cents per coin, taking TOA holders from a 132% gain to a 60% loss. Due to the shocking dip, Acoin admins offered a refund to their initial donors. One donor named Marcus said, "The refund was meant to come a few weeks later. We are now over a year, and we're back at the same situation we were years ago with the lack of communication, and now everybody's up in arms." But Marcus isn't alone. The owner of the Go Black to Africa YouTube channel channel showed proof of him emailing Acoin admins only to be ignored for years. The YouTuber wrote to Andrew of the Acoin Foundation requesting a refund on December 19th, 2021. Andrew replied 22 days later and said that the YouTuber was added to the list for refund requests and we will be reaching out shortly regarding further details on how to proceed. The YouTuber provided his physical mailing address, which Andrew claimed was the next step towards a refund, only for him to be ignored for 4 months with no refund, and now it has been 3 years and still no refund. When Akon was asked about these refunds, he said he had no idea there was any problems.
Now that I wasn't aware, because I know all the people that I know that was on record. We definitely met with everybody, and this was the agreement that was actually agreed on. So if there was anyone outside of that, I definitely wasn't aware.
And those people who asked for their money back and were expecting it a year ago, when will they receive their money?
Well, that I'm just literally on everything finding out. So I'm gonna definitely get more involved and figure out what that's about. But we do have instruments in place to make sure those people are happy, even if I gotta go in my own pocket.
But as far as we know, Akon has not come out of pocket to pay these people back. The coin eventually fell to $0.0029, which is essentially a 100% loss. At the moment, Acoin is not listed on any crypto.
Oh my god, 56 cents, 2.00. Oh my god, dude. See, that's the I don't know why he decided to make his own crypto coin. He could have used the existing coins already that work or are been working. They aren't making money right now too as well. Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, or whatever. Like, let me see right now. I'm looking at some of my old account that I have. I don't have a lot of money in it, but let's see. Right now, let's see. Yeah, Ethereum is right now it's $3,372. It only went 4% down. Let's see. The big three. Yeah, the big three is XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is $66,000, man. Holy shit. Um. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. You could have used any of those coins and you start working with that. But I guess he just wanted to. He wanted to be a king.
Cryptocurrency exchange,
wanted
so
to be Black
nobody can
Panther.
buy it, sell it, or use it anywhere. It is worth nothing.
Akon had appeared that he was doing a good job, but it seems though that he is just like most who would want to use Africa only for his own benefit.
As if it couldn't get any worse, Akon City today is an utter ghost town. Last year, this picture went viral of one singular Minecraft concrete brick laid in the center of Akon City, showcasing an extreme lack of progress being made considering the fact that Akon said the city would be done by 2024. However, there is a little more than just this one stone. Today in 2024, you can see the first completed building, an extremely standard and non-futuristic building that they say is a recreational center.
That is not real. That has to be April Fool's. That is not real. Not. That is not real. That is fake. I don't believe it. I don't believe. This is April Fool's, right? I mean, today's April Fool's, or yesterday was. But no, that is not real.
There's also another small, barely constructed building
Oh yeah, okay. Now that one, it does have the cure, the Witter showcase
with a spiral staircase, which to be fair does look like a small version of what the original vision depicted. However, 99% of the land remains vacant with wild cattle grazing. Yes, technically construction has begun, but as you can see, this is a far cry from the futuristic megacity we were promised. Akon blamed the pandemic, saying everything would be pushed back by 2 years, which doesn't really make sense considering he announced Akon City to the international media when the pandemic was at its worst moments. The unfortunate part about the land that's just sitting unused is that the land belonged to several hundred people.
But following the challenge since you made it, I hope you to buy your penguins causing trouble vending machine piece soon. I was in the Twitch stream when you made it, the vending machine. oh, I know what you're talking about. Do I have it? Let me see. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it.
People who are still owed compensation from the Senegalese government. The first phase of Akon City was supposed to be built on 55 hectares of land secured by SAPCO in 2009, eventually expanding onto a further 500 hectares by the end of the decade. Macky Sall, the president of Senegal, said, "My problem concerning the land is not with Akon. My problem is concerning SAPCO, because it is them who took the land from the villagers." Originally, the Senegalese government's
SAPCO
tourist board,
stole
SAPCO,
land?
was backing the project, saying, "We believe in Akon City and we are all supporting Akon so the Akon City will come to life. It will attract tourists and investors in the region, and SAPCO is fully committed to the success of this project." But most recently, they have sent Akon a formal notice that if the project has not advanced by next year, its contract with him will be terminated. And since Akon has massively overpromised and massively underdelivered, people are starting to question his intentions in the first place. "I plan to retire in that city," he says confidently. "I don't like to use the word
I think he probably did want to do a city just for himself kind of thing. Like he said, he wants to be king of the city kind of thing. And I think he just did too much. I think he's gonna start smaller, like a smaller city, and then build from there. But I think he just wanted to do like a big thing instead of like, you don't build this is like what people say, right? You don't build a big thing right away. You start off small, then you go towards something bigger, right? You start building something bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But him doing a whole city at once, no.
king of the city, but that's what it will turn out to be. Words like this have made some people believe that Akon City is just an empire to inflate his ego at best, and a corrupt billion-dollar scam at worst. Additionally, Akon's views of the Western world's morals and gender roles has made people disagree with him as a leader.
But what happens in today's society, the woman chooses which role she want to play. In the last 10, 15 years, I haven't met a woman that can actually cook. I haven't met a woman that actually wants to clean the house. I've met the baddest bitches on the globe and asked to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom looked like shit. Hair all over the place, all kind of products. Like, come on now. That's a natural instinct. That's a natural instinct.
I'm with you.
Maybe this could just be a joke, but Akon does follow a very non-Western style of raising his 9 children with 7 different women.
Time you're at every single recital.
No, that's a white man's thing. Who gives a fuck about a recital? The reason why people like me can't spend every single day and minute with their children is because the mother's job is to be there with the children. I'm the man. My job is to provide comfort so the mother can provide and raise.
Wait, that's controversial? I think it's just more traditional. I think like in a lot of places it's traditional. Here in America, traditional relationships are not really a big thing anymore, right? But that's just the traditional relationships, like my parents. My dad works, my mom stays home. That should not be controversial. It's controversial?
Raise those children to be like me. Now, if it's a man, when a child gets to a certain age, that's my responsibility now to show him what a man's role and responsibility is. But you can't expect a man to conquer the world if he's home with children. In life, there's roles.
Yeah, no.
A man has his role.
Yes.
And a woman has her role. Yes. But the day the woman believes that the man is supposed to share her role with her, then that means she's lacking. So I don't go pull my wife out to the construction site to go pull nails in 2x4s, because that's not her place. A guy ain't got time to be in the house all day with no kids.
Now, this could be chalked up to just a traditional style of raising a family, but sometimes he justifies his beliefs with extreme levels of bro science.
So, as a woman, her role is to support the man. The man, we are the kings and the divine of this universe. A woman can never compare to the man. They have to understand that here in America. The women don't create life. They support the creation of life. A man right now can create life without a woman, but a woman can't create life without a man.
Huh?
If I wanted to create life right now without a woman, I would just shoot my sperm, put it in the incubator, and just give it 9 months, even maybe less with today's science.
What?
And a baby will be born. A woman can't do that.
Hopefully in Akon City,
You
he
lost
is
me,
not in
man.
charge of the education curriculum because his science is considerably off here. Akon is likely referring to vitro gametogenesis, which is essentially creating an egg and a sperm outside of the human body to create a life. And the answer is no, we cannot do this right now. We can fertilize a female egg and a male sperm in a lab environment, but in order to give birth, the fertilized embryo must be transferred back to the woman's uterus. At the absolute worst, Akon could be a
my
scammer
God.
with a god complex, who is willing to take Chinese money to build infrastructure
that was
that
weird.
African
That was
nations
so
cannot
dumb.
afford, only to line his own pockets while these nations crumble and get taken over by the Chinese government. Or at best, he is truly trying to build a futuristic utopia for Africans, and unfortunately, the massive political and economic responsibilities were far more than he could handle. And as of right now, Akon City won't exist for a very long time. But to be honest, it probably never will.
Honestly, I never really believed in Akon City. I thought it was just a funny meme. Oh, I forgot to move this down. My bad, guys. Yeah, like I said, the problem, one of the biggest problem with Akon City or whatever, it was the crypto stupid thing. And what I mean by that, it was him trying to build a new cryptocurrency instead of using the existing currencies already. That's universal already, right? Like I said before, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or even XRP. That could have worked a lot better because they already exist. So yeah, he was really dumb for that. Or like the idea of that. That's so freaking dumb. Especially like for investors or people, the public, like kind of seeing like, oh, this guy just wants to have his own currency so he could rule the land, be the king of Wakanda, huh? Just kidding. They kind of know how babies are actually born is the funniest shit ever. I'm an urban planner in Africa. This wasn't going to happen. The concept of Akon City doesn't even look livable. His intentions were never pure. I don't take my wife out of the construction site, my friend. It doesn't look like you're sent anyone to criticize whatsoever. Yes, I have absolutely no idea. People thought the guy was wrote smack that was all of a sudden a genius urban planner who was going to build the next metropolis in the middle of Africa straight from the scratch. Not say it's impossible. They have but come on, people, pay attention to credentials. Yeah, he should like I said, he should have started small. Small. You know how like it start like you know how like society was built on like from the beginning. It started from like bricks and wood and like villages, stuff like that, and then it slowly became a city, like, and it became like a bigger place. He should have just started with a main attraction first, right? Maybe an amusement park. I don't know, and then build off of that, whatever, like the hospital, or even start a hospital first. Actually, that'd be much better. And then hospital, then school first. Only then from there you build the rest. Like start adding more stuff. Or actually, say like where do you start? Because it's middle of nowhere, so you need some like basic elements to like people to go there and fly there and drive there. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I don't know. I just think it was just too much. The city was just. I'm trying to think like, what could he start with? I don't know. They're both they are both under and over design, like a Dr. Seuss city. So it's disheartening to see the promise of Akon turn city to a controversial topic, a far cry from a utopia it was intended to be. The first time I traveled was hiring a consultant, literally titled "Bad." The second time was how the buildings look like felt modern art project instead of something, people are supposed to live in. Yeah, it's just so dumb with the modern, like kind of like, architecture. They should just start with basic, especially in Africa. You try to be too different too much. I think you should just start something with basic housing, basic buildings kind of thing, and then build off of that kind of thing. Yeah. As an African, I knew that Akon City was a scam right at the get go. I was just waiting for the West to catch on. Yeah, yeah. Akon City is like it's so dumb. One, the idea was really dumb because of the architecture. And two, the freaking crypto coin, so dumb trying to make his own. You should have just stick with what already works, or was working, it's been working. I don't know.